Can you repeat the question? I kind of.
I guess the question is more that we've got the draft starting now, so we can deal with this one quite quickly. But do these teams expect particular things from each other? Do they understand the teams, their fellow teams, better than in other regions, perhaps?
That's a really hard question to make answer. And like, comparing to other regions, I really can't say. Maybe because South America isn't as big as maybe EU, CIS, and that's like kind of two regions that play a lot against each other, anyways. So maybe in that regard, it's true. But I would say that NA is probably even smaller than SA right now. So maybe there people know more about each other than even SA. I'm not sure.
Enough.
Yeah. I wonder if the bans are gonna be the same here, right? Because it was Weaver and it was
Magnus,
did he change the disruptor? It was Batrider, right? For Lava, I think.
I think King of Kings have banned Weaver Magnus every game, though, haven't they?
Yes. And the Mars. All right. What's the
Mars.
counter here?
Would you want to see that in the mid lane again? I assume they're quite flexible with it. Both the off lane and the mid lane are both play on Lava.
I mean, I don't think you really mind what. Like, it's such a good hero. You don't really care where he goes. It could even be a 5. Oh, and they don't ban Invoker. Okay.
They get their favored.
I know Kips disagrees, but I don't know. I think that Invoker always looks pretty good.
I mean, he did look pretty good in that game. That's why I was so disappointed with his item choices.
I want to talk about that tree, Kips, because you mentioned the Treant to me before we even started broadcasting today as a big hero for King of Kings. What do you think they do particularly well with it?
What I like is that they find a way to use this Treant even if they're not exactly just staunchly holding towers like you see from this Treant normally. They're not slowing down the game because of this Treant all too much, and sometimes you see these trees that are completely lost because, oh no, my safe lane tower fell. What am I supposed to do now? And these guys find a way to stay active with it, and I really enjoy that in their play.
Fair enough. And Puck picked up there on Lava. We're not seeing that yet. Is that a Mars? Because obviously it probably precludes the Mars going to offlane, but does it combo particularly well with the Mars? Is that a 1-2 duo you see quite a lot, Bowie?
I don't think it's really about. I mean, it's decent with Mars. I think it's more about being the Invoker counter. It's a much better matchup versus Invoker than Lashes. You can, dodge a lot of damage with Phase Shift. The silence really destroys Invoker. It's the polar opposite. 0 cast points in pretty much every spell. So you don't really care about Code Snap nearly as much. And I think the most important part is that they actually took that Mirana away. I think this Invoker Treant really got enabled by the fact that Mirana synergizes well. So that is definitely a pretty worst draft so far from King of Kings, because I don't think there's going to be a hero that rotates as much as Mirana does, stack as much as Mirana does, and at the same time can enable kills. So we'll see what they choose to replace that hero.
Do you need something Mirana shaped, or can they go in a different direction? I mean, not like literally someone on a mount, but something that does similar things to Mirana.
When you said that, I thought Wind Ranger, because these two have often been regarded as interchangeable, right? It sort of does the same stuff.
It is it is sort of similar, for sure. The stun part though is really like, there's nothing that it's gonna stun for 5 seconds like an arrow. Like Shaco, you rely on trees. I guess you do have Treant. Maybe if they change Treant so that Shaco works when he's behind the target, that
be a niche interaction. They are going to ban out that Medusa, which scared of coming up against.
I like that. I think this is a really good. It feels like Apple Kings want to do the same thing that they did, but Lava they're doing decent measures to make it very hard to do the same thing.
Yeah. Normally, if you have a Mars, I wouldn't be like, oh man, ban the Medusa, because you can redirect so much of her split shot towards yourself. But this is going to be, once again, a really buff Medusa with alacrity on her, with the living armor on her. And after what they just had to do with last game, you know what? Let's just not.
Is that line for the Puck, the instant disable, or is there another purpose for it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a really good Puck response. Overall, Mars also has some decent cast points, so even if he blinks, he can sometimes get that hex before he arena spears. It's good. I think it's an overall like super. It's a staple here of this patch.
And it fits really well as a preventative versus possible illusion carries coming out, right?
Mm-hmm. True.
They're
Maybe
going to
go
take
IO
that
again.
IO for the 3rd game in a row. So, love that pick. What sort of stuff are you looking to combo with this IO, Bowie?
I mean, they played that Juggernaut so much. I guess though might just go Jug again. I am still very confused why Lava, likes that Juggernaut, that much. It's not a terrible Jug game, having that spin against the Overgrowth's nice, having the spin against Cold Snap. You don't really care about Meteor. Considering how much they favor that hero, they might just go for it again.
Do you still worry against the tree? Because we spoke about that Manta last time, not necessarily being always an ideal pickup, and you have to pick it up against the tree. To me, it seems like it's not a great matchup against the tree, the Jug.
Mm-hmm. But they did pick Jug after the tree at that time too, so I don't think, considering their decision making so far, I guess it would still make sense for them to pick it up. I'm not that keen on it, but they just feel very comfortable playing around this Kotaro Jug.
Gonna go for the Winter.
Oh wait. Okay, so this is gonna be a Wyvern 5 or a Wyvern 4?
Who normally
5,
plays
I
the
guess.
Huh. Okay.
Is that unusual? Because I normally see Wyvern on a 5.
I think they're predicting some sort of hero here that I guess because of the Mars and keeps talking about the arena being something you dislike having if you're a range hero. Maybe they're considering some Sven sort of style of a hero. And this Wyvern is there to dissuade some picks.
Yeah, it feels very much like an anticipation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It could also be normally you'd see it versus either really big burst right clickers like Sven or PA, or you're going to see it versus some form of a zoo. I wonder if they were thinking about a Beastmaster, for example, who combos very well with these big right clickers because, of course, his auras.
Yeah, and that's very similar to the draft they ran, right? The Beastmaster Invoker, but they go Night Stalker instead. So I like this. It's amazing versus Puck, amazing versus IO, amazing versus Wyvern. It can be punished in lane, though. So I wonder if they're just gonna... I think it's a really good idea to take the Juggernaut this time if you're King of Kings, because it is definitely a hero that can be run down by the Jug with IO.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to go
absolutely
greedy. You're not thinking of a greedy carry here if you're Lava.
Actually, I think you want a greedy carry because all of the other heroes here have mid-game power spikes, right? You have no stuns on this Wyvern, no stuns on the IO. Puck and Mars are going to be fighting all the time. I would like to see something greedy-ish, maybe... I guess even, Luna seems fine. It's a Manta hero. It's a group with your team hero. You have this arena to defend yourself.
I like it, actually. Luna IO is also exactly the kind of thing that can punish a Night Stalker with all of the Lucent Beam spam.
The night vision, right? You're going to be able to actually see the same thing as the Night Stalker.
The respect banning that PL again.
Lots of illusion heroes being banned here, both the Naga and the PL.
The Naga, is that just for the Invoker combo? Is that the reason that gets banned?
I think
certainly one of them. They could also be thinking about a Terrorblade, for example, on Lava, in which case you'd like the Naga to be out of the picture.
For sure. And I also feel like because Lava has very little siege, if they were to give Naga away to Apu, I think they would be able to free farm for a long time. You'll have Trian on top of it, right? So you have this like literally 0 siege damage on the side of Lava. Giving Naga away is a recipe for a 50-minute game, which you usually want to avoid if you're playing against a Naga.
Most certainly. Final bans coming out here from King of Kings. What do you think Lava are looking to pick up, Bowie? What would be your snap prediction if you had to make one?
For Lava, Juggernaut.
Juggernaut. They're going to go. They'll pick the IO 2 times. They're going to pick the Juggernaut. They'll pick the IO 3 times. They're going to pick the Juggernaut 3 as well. Kips, Anything wilder coming out from your locker?
I already said the TV. I also think the Luna is a pretty decent pick here. And I think we're going to see either of those two banned out here right now by APU.
Yeah, I think it's
Taking their
way
sweet time.
more correct than I am. I was just memeing.
And how about King of Kings? What rounds out? Because we've got two teams looking for a carry here. What rounds out King of Kings' draft for you, Bowie?
I mean, their pick is. I don't think their pick is. You cannot really predict their pick right now because since they have last pick, they will adapt to whatever Lava. Like that's the advantage of being where they are. But there's definitely a lot of picks. Anything that scales. Oh, there you go, the Terrorblade from Kips. So I think Juggernaut might be coming. Anything that scales well with Volker, a Luna wouldn't be bad. Oh, they go Razor.
It's the
I
NA
requested this specifically.
What do you think it does well, Kips, then, if you're so interested in it?
Mid-game brawling, early BKB buyer, and you get to become absolutely unfightable by the point you reach that BKB refresher stage. And there's no damage right now on APU King of Kings to do anything about you when you reach that point. You need burst physical against that Razor, or just a really long drawn-out team fight. And right now, all they have in the tank really is to kite him. So this is this is looking pretty good.
And
the
you've
lane's
got 5 seconds to predict King of Kings, Bowie.
Oh god,
Bloodseeker. Nothing.
Interesting.
We predicted this. How do you feel about that as a last pick?
I mean, it's. I think I think King of Kings. I initially would probably like this sort of greedy, Luna Terrorblade sort of hero. When you see this Razor, it's clear how much of a mid-game emphasis Lava is gonna go for. So I think the Bloodseeker is a good adaptation because since you already have all of that Invoker buffs coming to the Bloodseeker, you don't really need to go that greedy. You just want to survive the mid-game. So I think that's fine. I think it's funny that Lava is like, we're done playing this 50-minute games. We just want to outplay these guys in lane. Just pick Razor and let's go. So this is going to be a really good showing, of who's actually the best, I guess, skill team in lanes at least. So I want to see what happens. I think it's probably a slight advantage to Lava, but I don't think King of Kings draft is bad.
Kips, do you think it all comes down to the lanes?
It does, and this is kind of the game that I requested, right? This is the mid-game brawl. This is what I wanted to see. I'm a bit worried for this Bloodseeker. He wants to be running around, and he is going to most likely have to do some of that in a Mars arena, but they're certainly meeting them on the same timing ground, so bring it on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, King of Kings are out for blood in this game 3, or will Lava be razor sharp? We're going to hand over to our casters, Lacoste and Gary.
Thank you so much, Jan. It's a game that we love as casters as well. The early laning stage brawling, the mid-game brawling, no real greed or late-game carries coming into this one. Lacoste, game 3, ready and raring to go. Are you leaning one way or the other after seeing the first couple of games?
I gotta be honest, Gary, I'm not really convinced by both last picks. Razor's fine. Like, Razor has been, I think I've been most impressed by Razor as a hero. I just don't think in this situation, like, Razor sounded good. Once again, you're playing into Treant, so that means that you need to have some kind of tower damage if you want to win the game. Io plus Wyvern, Mars, Puck. These heroes, they don't deal tower damage. Like, Razor relies on getting the static link. I mean, this duration is not strong. It's not long. It's 18 seconds, which means that you can't get the kills and transition that into tower. So I'm really worried about Lava's lineup to close out the game. You're playing into Treant, you're playing into Invoker, Bloodseeker. Imagine sieging the high ground while they have heroes in the base, using the Blood Right, EMP, Tornado, Treant Protector is there, use the heal on tower. I'm really worried.
Yeah, definitely challenges for them there. A lot of these challenges they're going to have to try and fix before they get to the mid game, right? It's going to be laning phase dominance, Invoker against Puck. We'll probably see Lacoste come out ahead there, and it's going to come down to those early game shifts into the side lanes. And they did already spot this Star Observer ward. They pinged the Puck. They know Lacoste did something. We'll find out if they actually come and sentry that observer ward, because currently I don't believe anybody is holding one. And again, double wards in towards mid. Not in the same place this time, but watching both runes and trying to give Mini as easy a lane as they possibly can. At least try and make it a little bit less difficult.
I don't think, like, if you rotate Wyvern or if you rotate Io, it's really not strong compared to some other position 4s or 5s. They don't have any kind of stuns. Wyvern has a slow. He's it's a sluggish hero, 285 movement speed. I think it's just more about the rune control. See what's happening in the jungle. Try to invade jungle if they have any stacks. Razor's pretty good at clearing the stacks, but we'll see. It's a very nice Night Stalker game. That's for sure. They have nothing. He kind of ruins both supports and Puck to one extent. I've seen this build before. Night Stalker, I think it was Centaur. I believe it was EG who was playing it, or was it someone else? I watched too much Dota in the last week. Like double gauntlets and double circlets. It was Centaur plus Bane. Bane started with the Nightmare, and I believe they got the first blood off of that. Nightmare into stun. Heavy right-click damage. Right now,
a lot of stats.
They're keeping 3 people at the top.
So they did this against Beast Coast in both games, and if memory serves me correctly, they got first blood because of it in both games against BC. Treant, Lion, Night Stalker, they've got a ton of slows, decent amount of control. If they're able to get onto one of these, Razor or Wyvern, they could find themselves in a good spot. We need to get the Puck back into the game, though. And then that leaves Benny in a 1v2 against Mars and the Io, right?
They want first blood, I think, and then someone needs to help out Bloodseeker, because Bloodseeker is your win condition here. You are going to rely on him. Like, they don't have too many stuns. I was expecting something different. I believe Phantom Assassin was not banned out to be able to break the link, also jump the backlines, 2 supports. I think it would be a pretty good pick. Maybe thinking was, I will use Rupture on Razor, who's getting the static link, and we're going to get a bit more AoE control with the blood, right? Katara is pretty dead.
Yeah, he is absolutely dead. No arches. Well, I want to take that first blood. Try lane early on, paying off, and then, of course, Treant will look to head down bottom.
Or
but
will
he might stay. See, this is the thing. They did it against Beast Coast, where they
if
stuck
they
around
kill
and they
him
got like 2
one
kills
more
in a
time,
row.
His game's just done. This is something that they've showed in game number 2. They know how to ruin a certain lane, and they did exactly that to Leo style on the mid lane. Right now, Bloodseeker, he has 6 starting armor plus 3 when he's near the tower. So that's 9. Very hard to harass him. Oh, they're going
diving
on him.
They're on the Razor. Nature's Grasp and that stun from Lion connecting on Katara. He's trying to drain damage away from Valky. He pops the Fairy Fire and he's surviving.
Treant, one more hit.
Punch. Can he get in there? He can. They kill off the Razor twice. He's spent his TP, so it's a long walk back here, and Katyu might actually be dying as well. Big kills coming out from the APU Kings up top. They lose their Lion, and Katyu survives, now salving back up. He gets both of them. He's going to go for a third one. Valky is limping back through the jungle and TPing to his tier 1. Lane ruined, then lane recovered.
This is dream for a support, like, sorry bro that you died twice in a row. I got level 3.5, which is great. I know I'm set up for a really good game. Get some more CS here. That didn't get the last hit, and now Twin Protector can TP bottom, help Benny, who is also level 3. There's going to be a lot of, like, I want Treant to get the Leech Seed on level 2, and he gets it immediately. There will be a lot of healing coming out from the Thirst, coming out from Leech Seed, so they can start to play aggressive. Problem is, Mars got a lot of CS, because he was kind of left alone, sitting at 9 right now.
Yeah, getting a great start. And we saw mid lane a second ago, Leo style, laying it onto that Invoker, getting some good damage in. A nice deny there. Coming out of Benny, but the lane will still trend towards that dire side. So Frank and Kim in a good spot to try and hold this wave. And Mars Io, you can't underestimate how much damage they can do. Overcharge on a Mars who punches pretty heavily.
Also, Mars' choice to go for Blightstone, not what you usually see on Mars players, but understanding that they will be putting a lot of right-click damage, and Bloodseeker's starting armor is insanely high, so he gets a bit more from that, which is okay. How's mid doing? 14 on Invoker, 10 on Puck. Invoker pretty hard to harass in this one, just out-regions the Puck.
He's out CSing the Puck as well. 17-5 from Mini. Going for his double null build. And you were mentioning that earlier on, we don't really see these items get finished up, right? We see the circlets or the mantles or the slippers just get kept as their initial items. But Mini does love to pick up these. I think he even went triple circlet in a game as Invoker. He went double null plus earn, phase shift to dodge the tornado and jaunt back to the lane. So Leo style dodges away from the Treant, but he's been closed in on by a Lion now. Nuages
Lion
and
has
Jupiter.
boots. This is dead Puck.
Yeah, closing on Leo style. Hex up. Don't know if they needed to stun him, but they will anyway, as Valky dies to the Razor because the Lion transitioned into mid.
I would prefer if Night Stalker gets like boots. I think he was actually using the career. Let me see. Let me try to find it. Yeah, there was boots of speed, but also Sage Mask. So that means that he didn't use the career immediately. His career was alive. So big mistake there. Waiting for Sage Mask, which is expensive. You know, it's 175, so you need to kill 4 creeps to get it. Boots of speed. My point is boots of speed would save you there.
Yeah, gets you away from the link for sure. Kataro linking that Night Stalker again. Dodges away from the attempt of Jupiter and Valky to try and kill the Razor, but with that stun landing and another void coming up in a couple of seconds, oh, they just turn around and slay the Lion. Nighttime is here, and this is where Valky wants to play aggressively, so the Treant, grasping and slowing down both the Razor and the Wyvern, should be able to gather up a couple of kills for Valky, and that Cold Embrace will only delay the inevitable. And XD dropped out there by Kataro as well. He's not too happy about dying. A killing spree handed over as a double kill gets grabbed by the Treant.
Does that happen in South America? Do they love to
the old chat? Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bowie was regaling us with a story of the Binamistas, right? Where I didn't have 8k players, swapped out for another team, or Benny. Blood rights, 10 stick charges to play with, and a good stun from Lion, catching Frank. IO doesn't have any wand. Mars is still okay for now, though.
Benny a bit too low to play aggressively there. This is just a zoning tool. Needs to heal up. Has one tango to work with. Has Fairy Fire and a stick. Bloodseeker very hard to just out-harass him in the lane. Treant Protector right now playing top.
Yeah, gets on top of Cat U for a second. Not too much he can do without the Night Stalker, but Valky very speedily gets across to the Wyvern. We're trapped inside the trees. Oh, Cat U flapping over. Does get away from the Night Stalker, but now Razor wants a piece of the action. Drains a bit of damage from the tree. Valky still going for it, even with that Splinter Blast tagging him, and Kataro Cold Embrace and 6 stick charges, while Kim dies down bottom, but Razor's the one in real big trouble. Night Stalker and Treant are leashed up by the Dream Coil. And Leo style, very low on mana, doesn't have any more spells to give here. No Orb, no Waning Rift. Splinter Blast won't land on him, so Valky tanky enough to withstand the onslaught.
Maybe if that Splinter's Blast connect, if Puck has another spell or two, Night Stalker also dies. But Kataro, he died 4 times in 7 minutes. Look at Wyvern's levels. He's about to be level 6. One CS. Let me see. Okay. This might be one of the fastest level 6 I've seen so far in the DPC on position 5.
Oh yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. He very quickly got himself to his ulti. Frank. And the dive under tier 1 bottom. Should lead to another kill. Benny's the one to take it. 9-5. A King of Kings looking very strong across all 3 lanes. And they're getting kills and they're pressuring. I mean, net worth lead isn't really increasing too much. Looking at the CS board, And Benny and Valky struggling a little bit, but you've definitely gotten under the skin of Lava. You've pissed off Kataro, you're hunting Cat-Use Wyvern non-stop, bringing numbers in towards mid. Nothing that Leo Style can do to stop them from playing so aggressively.
King of Kings supports are very active. Second and third game, they've just been all over the place. And it's nighttime, so that means for another minute and a half, Kataro needs to be very careful. Night Stalker,
oh, hello. Oh, do they want to keep going for this?
Oh, of course
Mini's
they do.
here with the cold snap urn. Nice little stun comes in as well. Kataro low, but Puck's rotation catches Lion. Kataro pops his wand. He's got just enough to slip away. So Jupiter, the one to die.
Night Stalker needed a bit more mana there. Bring in like a stick. Stick helps quite a lot. Casual Sage Mask is also fine, but you need to bring like clarity. Keep that career going back and forth. That's what he's good for.
Benny dancing around some trees with Frank finally gets the vision to rupture him. There's an arena and a spear, but he misses the spear. Now won't even consider throwing the arena down. Mini getting back into the action. Even killing off the courier thanks to Treant.
A lot of action happening. 17 kills, 9 minutes. At least Kataro didn't die that one extra time. I see Gloves of Haste on Razor. Is he thinking about it?
Oh, yeah.
Is he thinking about getting Hand of Midas and recovering in the jungle?
I think he might be. Valky still trying to get the most out of this nighttime. Leo Style very low, and they got the vision to cold snap him. Phase shift and an orb, not going to get you away from that. The grasps of Night Stalker reaching out, and taking him down.
This time around, Mini going for kind of a standard Invoker Quasvex early build, where he didn't get as good start as he did in the previous game. So Spirit Vessel against Io, against Wyvern, gonna be super effective.
Yeah, absolutely is. And now that he's started moving around the map, it gives time and space for Lion to get a little closer to the Blink Dagger. Arena, Frank aims in towards Nuages, but the Treant just throws the overgrowth in, and Benny's allowed to sprint towards the Frank Mars, who dies even through the cold embrace. So Kim needs to be saved by the Winter Wyvern's curse, but the Io, can we tether away? There's the Urn Charge and the Blood Right coming. Dodge off to the right-hand side, but Benny's so speedy. He just launches himself towards these easy targets.
King
Kill
of Kings.
after kill for the Kings.
Bringing numbers every single time there is a rotation from Lava. They are ready. And look at the CS chart once again. We're probably looking at the net worth, but if you go back to CS, the highest CS is Razor. The second one highest is like 48, which is for 11 minutes very low.
Yeah, that's ridiculously low. I mean, what's the Razor net worth? 4,200 still, even with the 4 deaths for Kataro. Hand of Midas is queued up after the Falcon Blade. Mini chasing Cat-Yu away. No, I just can't.
A finger is
Get too
available.
close. And there, they got the chain disables. What? We've got a Waning Rift and a phase shift. Leo Style back into the trees, but finger blasted by that Lion. Destroyed. And it's just numbers, right? They just bring 3, 4 heroes everywhere you look. The Radiant have everybody ready to fight.
Lava does not have tower damage, as we already discussed. But this time around, they're bringing numbers to the bottom lane. Treant still doesn't have a point in living armor, but they still might be able to defend this tier 1 tower.
Oh, they got the Wyvern again. Oh, Cat-Yu trapped in the Nature's Grasp. It's just 2 supports pairing up now. The Lion and the Treant. I've got enough damage between them. Straight into a TP bottom to try and defend tier 1, but it has already died. Mini with a great Tornado EMP, actually. Clips the Io in the back, burns all of Frank's mana, and Night Stalker's here with a Dark Ascension over the top to silence up Frank. Kataro. Now they're going to keep going on him. He's trying to static link, but he just can't see this Night Stalker. He's going over the trees, he's hiding, he's juking, and now finally they open it up to get onto the Razor, bursting him down. Mini there, unstoppable, as Io will try to tether back to his mates.
Mini has been really impressive second and third game with Invoker. You said that's his signature hero, and I can see why.
Absolutely is. He's been spot on. 6-0-5 everywhere he has been needed. He's made an appearance. Relocate top into the arena, though. Benny completely out in the open. A good pick there for Lava.
I'm not sure that's place to be. Maybe they discussed relocate was used, teammates were lying, and then he starts to play a bit more aggressive on the top. Because with one rotation, like one curse into relocate, he also dies. Like Oil, he's not very, in terms of tankiness, not the greatest at this point. With power spreads on strength, it's okay, but they still have ways of bursting you down, as we could see what happened. Mars almost solo killed him underneath the tower.
Yeah, especially like a fight starts bottom and you feel so speedy and fast. You know, everyone's dropping low, your thirst is kicking in. The fight ends, everyone on the enemy team has died, they respawn, they're all full HP again, and you lose so much of the efficacy of your hero.
Kataro.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, they blink straight onto him. Kataro. Death number 6 incoming. Finger on cooldown, unfortunately, for Jupiter.
It also delays, like, what Kataro wants to do is farm up, get the Hand of Midas gold going, but they killed him. Blind, he's still not done. Finger available. Is he gonna use it, yes or no, Gary? Yes.
Yeah, he'll use it. Use it. He's Cold Embrace, use it. Go on. Secure the kill. I guess it's a pretty long cooldown, 160 seconds. Maybe he's got in his head that he's just thinking, I will kill Leo style every chance I get. If I see the puck, I am using my Finger of Death on it. Night Stalker's behind in that top lane on the IO. Focusing straight towards Kim, but also spreading the IO away from Frank. So the Finger of Death from Jupiter does grab them a kill there, and the IO found by the Night Stalker. Man, it's just this chain reaction of one hero dies on the Dire team, and it just opens them up to relentless aggression. The Radiant just running them down.
And 2 times in a row, Treant Predictor decided to go for Veil of Discord to amplify the magic damage. It's great with Nature's Grasp. It's great with the Invoker, like Spirit Vessel gets amplified. Lion, everyone early on just relies on dealing the heavy magical damage. Valky, he's level 11, about to be level 12, and has a full Echo Saber. And then you disassemble Echo, go back to BKB. I mean, go get BKB, go back to Echo Saber. Pretty standard stuff. This item is, like, even after the nerfs, still feels super strong, because if you take away the ability to disassemble it, the item is just completely gone.
Yeah.
Same goes for Dragon Lance. Like, we've seen so many like Dragon Lances into BKB. You go back to Dragon Lance if you feel like you don't have enough time. If you are looking into certain timing, always disassemble it.
Such a good mechanic to have. And after his BKB and Echo Saber, do you think like a Blink Dagger is going to be what he goes for here?
Yeah, that's his third item. Most def. He wants to be able to jump the back lines, provide vision for Invoker. Like Bloodseeker gets vision after that with his Thirst. And also Benny, this time around, playing, I mean, it's a different hero compared to Medusa, but also getting a BKB as a second item, which is a safe choice. You're playing into Puck, or you're playing into Arena, so you want to be able to get out of those two abilities.
I think Io might be able to tether away. Yeah, gets out of that stun from Lion. And what's happening bottom lane? Wyvern throws the Winter's Curse onto the Treant and allows the Relocate to come in. So, what, 3 ultimates used up here for a kill on a position 5 Treant.
They really showed it there
that Lava are facing.
Huh?
And meanwhile, the Night Stalker's hunting and chasing heroes up top. He sees the IO coming back in, dives under tier 2. Not really too worried about things as an Impale catches the Frank Mars. Valky still able to dance in and out of the fight, while Mini's Invoker, Sunstrike and EMPing to claim Cat News life.
Valky, and I mean, so far in third game they have been very aggressive, which is kind of a Dota that I like to see. Give him the high five, give him the finger.
The orb, the jaunt, the jump away with a 3-man coil, he still dies.
Maybe there's some
Leo
beef. You
style
said
and-
that he wants to use finger on Leo style, was ready to pop it straight away.
Yeah, we can kill you without it. I just think that the point you made about this King of Kings lineup being able to shut down a lane or shut down a player has been incredibly important in game 2 and 3, right? Stop
Yeah, this
Leo
is-
having a game. Stop
they've
Katara
been-
having one.
They shut down both Leos, like both cores, pretty much. In the second game, they completely ruined Leo Styles' Leshrac, and this time around, sticking for 2 kills on Kataro, even getting some XDs in the chat. You know, he is triggered. This is something that doesn't happen often, but you remember back in the, I don't know when that was, maybe TI6, TI7 era, Sumail playing Timbersaw, and there was someone who was playing Undying, just sitting mid using Decay on it, like he couldn't get close. It's just stuck in my mind for some reason. Like one of those things.
Oh man. I mean, back then we used to have like Skyrath Mage sit mid, right? Or Naga Siren would come in. Like those really annoying position 4 heroes just sit mid and spam spells. A big kill there though, you know, bringing Lava Heroes up top, stopping the Night Stalker from having a full night time. When he respawns, it will be day again.
There's the finger and the
as
Sunstrike.
they go straight onto Leo. Sunstrike and finger. I mean, bottom lane, they're trying to hunt this Treant, but they're leaving heroes completely wide out in the open.
Early Blink Dagger pickup by Lion really made a difference in these fights. Because you show up on the lane, Hex is always going to be probably the best enemy against these elusive spirits, against Puck. Big Boy Philly, found by Mars, so that's going to help out either Io or Wyvern quite a lot to get at least one item online. Io has Holy Locket going into mech next, so that means that there will be some kind of healing. Spirit Vessel will reduce that, but still gonna be something. Mars, pretty farmed. He's sitting at almost the same amount of farm as Invoker, who has Hand of Midas. So Frank doing a very good job, but that also means someone else is not getting the farm. You can guess for yourself.
Well, there's a lot of dire heroes not getting farm. There's poor Razor. Honestly, I'm a little surprised the lead is only 6k. Like 20 minutes in, it's been such a dominant performance from the Kings. 27-9. It's definitely something to be said about this dire squad and getting farm in such a
One of the reasons...
tragic scenario.
Yeah, because they bring numbers. Maybe sometimes they overextend in terms of getting one extra hero to get the kill, but still, it gets the job done, which means that Lava heroes could get farm, relocate top,
Oh.
another good pickup.
Yeah. It's a bit of deja vu. Night Stalker dies twice in pretty quick succession up in that top lane, but it's down to Mini to reclaim some of this as Kataro gets relocated back out by the IO, leaving Frank alone. 4 Radiant heroes come in and surround him. But that means, tier 1 mid dies, bottom lane's being farmed out. This is kind of the point, right? That 6k lead has now dropped down to 5.
Yeah, Puck has been farming, they relocate back, someone's farming the other part of the map, and that also means... Oh, so Razor's getting the Lincolns? That's very interesting. I mean, it's good against initiation from Lion, and it also allows you to give you that ability to move inside the fight. Razor will be the target for Rupture, no doubt about it. Maybe Mars if there's a situation for it, but you want to cripple this Razor, you want him to be pretty static, and no puns intended to static link, but you want to, make him stand in the place and just kind of mitigate
Not
that.
chase.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a pretty big timing, right? You mentioned the BKB on Razor, now we have Blink on top of Witchblade on Puck. Mars is closing in on BKB, but needs another 800 gold to finish it. But it feels like Lava want to make something happen. They feel reasonably strong And comparative to a couple of minutes ago, they've whittled down that lead now to about 4k, and the items reflect that, but it's equally a smoke from the Radiant, moving across the river into the Dire territory, jumping straight towards that Frank Mars, but a coil on the Lion and the Invoker stop them from re-engaging. Spears there onto the Night Stalker is there. Winter's cursed up. Benny being battered by Nuages and Valky. He pops his BKB as they root up Razor. Kataro saved by the Cold Embrace. Cheeky little veil thrown out there over the arena. Oh, Frank, he's come out for blood, and Mini's godlike streak taken from his hands forcibly by Frank. Leo Star with a blink forward again. Catnew dies in the backlines to Valky. Night Stalker's still running around and causing chaos, but Leo Star inside the blood right, he's been stunned and slowed.
They're still not done. Blink Dagger is available. Oh, but the daytime, unfortunately, for APU Kings. Still, they get one big kill for Invoker. How much gold was that? It was 700 for Kotaro. Like, Kotaro needed to stand in place for a really long time. Like, with the overgrowth, with the rupture duration. It's a level 3 rupture, which means 12 seconds, so he could not move around. They used Cold Embrace on top of him, which is a pretty good setup for Invoker spells. We saw a full meter on him.
I mean, overall, a victory for APU Kings in terms of how much gold and experience went their way. But the fact that, no objective was claimed, no Roshan was taken, Lava probably feel reasonably good at how that all panned out. Also gives a bit of time for that Mars, who I believe has just finished his BKB. So another green light here for them to go.
They know
if
there
they can
is
find
no
someone.
Nighttime. There's no Dark Ascension. Nighttime is going to be there in 30 seconds, but they want to still go in, try to get one kill before.
And there's Leo. Straight onto Mini.
Best target.
Dusted up. An Invoker. He's lost his godlike streak and loses his life 2 times in a row. That was Frank's BKB reveal, but they still hold on to it for the Razor.
This is not the best lineup. Get Roshan, so they can't really transition this into something. Also respecting the nighttime. A lot of zoning tools. One blood right. It doesn't mean they're gonna go inside and just say whatever, but it's buying time until Invoker comes back. Keep repeating it. Night Stalker scouting things out, and he also has Dark Ascension, so the flying movement a bit strong near the Roche pit.
It's like you and the panel said, right? It's all about this mid-game brawling. Who can fight 5v5 the best to try and get that edge? Because neither team can push towers or take objectives or kill Roshan particularly well.
Dire are scanning.
Lava hiding Frank up top. Everybody else on their own side of the river. What's the vision like? Radiant have one Tinker Ward far north. Dire with tons of vision spanning from their own jungle down into that bottom Radiant side. Oh, Jupiter. He's found the Mars. Frank stunned up, meatballed and fingered, but he BKBs and armlet toggles up, spears across and goes for the TP. Is he going to survive? Oh, the overgrowth. Treant's there, and these armlet toggles are good looking, but won't allow him to survive.
Still gotta respect the Frank decision that he makes. Uses the armlet, uses spear and Treant. BKB tries to TP out, thinking that he might not be able to get there in time to use the overgrowth. Others can't cancel the TP while BKB is active. And now inside the pit.
Alacrity helps with the Blood Rage. Slowly but surely. They started Roshan, but it speeds up quickly. And Lava in no position to get towards the pit. We'll just have to allow this first Aegis to go into the hands of Benny.
Both carries protecting against each other. This is third item Lincoln Sphere on both of them. I do not want to get ruptured. I also don't want to get static link. Leo style, trying to cut the wave.
Yeah. A bit spooky. Overgrowth is on cooldown for another 30 seconds.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is I never really thought about Veil on Treant. We used to have... Oh, they've got a catch. I found the Wyvern in the trees.
That's a relocate.
That Tinker Ward, but a relocate Spear Arena takes down the Lion. That's a decent streak. While the call snaps on Night Stalker. The vision comes as Leostyle blinks and Waning Rift through the tree line. They can't finish him off though. Valky is too tanky. The Orb, the Jaunt. We do get Leostyle out of there, but he's jaunted into the middle of 4 more Radiant heroes.
A bit of an overextension there from Puck. They wanted to get Night Stalker. This is why you disassemble your Echo Saber. Night Stalker would have BKB there. It's much easier, and you don't rely on dealing damage with that double Echo Saber hit. I mean, you are, but if you die, if they use like Arena into a Spear, into Puck combo, you're gonna die. So it's much safer to just disassemble it, and then you can always go back for it.
Just have your BKB. With Aegis, Benny thinking about high ground. Frank has no Arena, tries to clear the creep wave, and that should at least stem the flow for a second or two. A scary situation to be going high ground with everybody respawning on the dire side.
Hard to breach the high ground with the heroes that they got. Bloodseeker, even with Aegis, doesn't feel too comfortable. Sitting there and hitting a tier 3 tower could get the Spirit back into, I don't know, Static Link or... they don't have the best, like, Spear is good, but the follow-up is not the greatest.
Yeah, it's like Spear into the coil combo, right? Try and snap that if you go high ground.
I don't think they want to commit fully for it, especially with the Aegis.
Valky leading out with Mini and Jupiter just behind. They know someone's there. They pop the Lincolns, Finger of Death, and a Sunstrike comes. They've got combos galore onto Kataro, and he saves. He's got a BKB up. The IO, ooh, with a Cold Embrace, healing Kataro up. Allows the Winter's Curse to hold Valky for a second or two. Mini has to BKB himself now, but they've lost the Night Stalker. It's a bit of a turnaround for Lava, but Katara's been found by Nuages and that Benny Bloodseeker sprinting around so very quickly. A double kill for Benny as that Mars Arena looked to split the fight, but Leostyle, oh, he's been left completely alone by his squad. Waning Rift, phase shift, jump away with a Blink Dagger.
Not enough
King
control.
of Kings, though.
Once Lion dies and Night Stalker, they're very limited, but Benny came in, decided to clean up. It was a good curse. I love the curse, even though there was like no one around, so the curse didn't last for the full duration. It also uses a couple of seconds of BKB, and also Razor's Static Link is there to steal more damage.
Still feels pretty bad. They don't take the Aegis, they don't kill the Invoker. Tier 2 tower, another prize to be claimed up by the Kings. They'll back themselves up. Many needs to clear out that mid wave. Of course, like you said, waiting for Lion and Night Stalker. There's a requirement for them to actually go out for another fight. It's just that the speed at which they bring Katara like 100 to 0 in a matter of seconds. Very well started and executed by them. And Mini with that BKB just dancing around that arena. Make sure he's not caught up in anything. And then, of course, Benny arrives, like you said, the cleanup crew to kill off all the stragglers. Oh, is it round 3 on that top lane with Night Stalker? How do they start this? A Winter's Curse. Relocate. Mars Arena not even needed. Just spear him against a tree. And blow up Valky.
Mars deals a ton of damage. Having that Deso, level 20 as well, so that means Spear longer duration, almost a full second. Both Observer Boards placed down immediately.
And Leo, he's got to jaunt himself away. And they've got that coil leashing up the Lion. The Sunstrike off the mark, but Mini's there in the Roche Pit, trying to finish off Leostyle while Nuages killed by Frank. Oh, the Eon Disc, he reassembles it. Puts it in his inventory. Mini's going to BKB TP. Nothing to stop him. But Lava with a team fight victory over on this Radiant side of the map. They got a kill on Night Stalker. The fight starts brewing even deeper in that triangle.
If they take out Night Stalker out of the equation, it feels so much easier for them to take a fight. Both supports feel...
It's like night and day.
Yeah, it's night and day difference. That's a good one, Gary. Both supports feel much more secure and safe coming into the fight, because they know there's not going to be like this big jump on them, and then they need to take care of each other rather than taking care of the cores.
Yeah, I'm surprised that King of Kings even wanted to fight there without the Night Stalker. But I guess on everyone's minds right now is that next Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Will he be a fast spawn? We'll have to wait for another couple of minutes to see. And of course, one of the greater aspects of having a Leo-style puck is that ability to clear waves and split push without being under too much pressure. Orbing and jaunting around keeps that bottom wave almost perpetually at the doorstep of the tier 2.
He's getting very close to Aghanim Scepter. Then you always have this big play. Spear into break the coil through the BKB. I mean, you can't use the spear, but if he manages to like use it, it's still very potent combo. If they're sieging the high ground, there's always going to be a threat of that. And also keep them in place. They kind of lack a bit of a lockdown because both supports don't provide any. And then you have like a great setup for a curse, for a longer duration, for Mars to get close, use a better arena, and Razor, full refresher done. So that means 2 Eye of the Storms, 2 Static Links, 2 BKBs, even like 2 Lincoln Spheres. Just sounds awesome. And the most important part, Gary, listen here, double Hand of Midas.
Oh yes. Double Hand of Midas. Well, he's going to want himself that Aghanim Scepter upgrade, though. For when they do want to push high ground. You know, we spent a long time in the early game saying how they all struggle to take objectives and take Roshan and stuff. Razor with Refresher Ags can shred through buildings pretty damn quickly, though. And now this war of attrition, basically. Dire pushes bottom, Radiant pushes top. More like a game of chicken. Who blinks first? Who comes back to defend? Who is going to put themselves in a bad position to try and force a team fight? The advantage, of course, always goes the way of the Dire team with Relocate available. They can commit 2 or 3 heroes to sweep through their own jungle, scout Roshan, see what's going on, and still bring every single member of their squad to the battle.
Minute this time around thought that they need a bit more control, even though they have Lion. Still puck hard to catch. But imagine, and now going into Aghanim Scepter, that's my point, where I think Ags would be slightly better. You have great setup with the Treant Protector, of course, and also if Wyvern uses Cold Embrace, this is when you go. Like, this is when you activate it.
Guaranteed damage. And it's also, you know, like a reset or a zoning tool. You're thinking about the ways that Lava have been playing so far. It's been Cold Embrace reset, Curse reset, Relocate reset. Everything has been to delay and drag out these fights. And if you Cataclysm, you mess up their positioning and force them to move around in a more awkward way. The staring contest across the river. Roshan just over a minute until he respawns. And of course both side lanes pushing into their natural positions. Something Lava realizing they need to contend with. Go and maintain these lanes.
Gotta be careful
Benny
about...
7...
Huh?
I was just saying, Benny 7, 1, and 8 is basically top net worth. I don't know, I just feel like Bloodseeker's had a quiet game. But he just comes in at the end of the fight, he doesn't do anything flashy, he just runs in and kills people, doesn't he?
Not speedy enough, needs someone else to start a fight. Then he shifts into 5th gear and says, I'm coming. Mostly it's cleanup job. But yeah, he's been, I'm gonna say silent, been involved in like 15 out of 37 kills, which is okay-ish, but it's been mostly farming.
It's been mostly mini, hasn't it? 12, 2, and 13 on this Invoker has been at the center of every fight they've had. And Radiant Vision sees Cat use Wyvern. A quick tornado, but the D-ward still happens. And Roshan has returned to his lair. Everybody eyeing up the pit.
Do you know lore? Where does Roche go when he gets killed? Is there something that exists?
That's a very good question. I have no idea. Do the ancients respawn him? I don't know.
I don't know, Gary. That's why I asked the
I mean,
question.
slacks.
You can't just throw back the same question at me.
I wasn't asking you directly. It's more of a rhetorical. Who knows?
Ooh, no.
Maybe chat knows. Someone in chat will know,
knows.
right?
Yeah, they definitely
They
know.
know.
Chat's super smart.
The power of crowds. All the vision. Put
Puck,
up towards
where's
the
the
triangle.
bash? Eon disc proc.
Yeah.
Resistance kicking in. Another
And the
hex
hex.
into silence.
Oh, not enough heals from the IO. They tried that Holy Locket mech tether, but Leo style still dies. And Valky, he knows there's someone nearby. Frank, he's going to have to BKB TP. He just goes for the TP, and the overgrowth will stop it. Frank now stuck here near the Roche pit. The other fight is Mini being Winter's cursed up. They got a rupture down over onto Kataro. The Glimmer Cape will buy a bit of time, as well as the Cold Embrace. But Valky gets in behind them onto the two supports. They'll try focus down that pesky IO and Sunstrike Kataro to take down the Razor. And a 5-man wipe looks like it is imminent. Katyu has been slowed down by the Void. The Glimmer Cape only seconds to delay the death of Wyvern.
That was such a good
And the
fight
Kings.
from Kings of Kings. Like, they initiate on puck, status resistance from Eon Disc kicks in, and they almost make, like, no mistakes. They're not overlapping their abilities. Sight of Vice after, like, into another Hex from Lion. Not sure who used it first, but, yeah, they managed to kill him. There was one bash coming out from the Night Stalker as well, and this might be... I'm not gonna say the game, but Razor at this point starts to fall off. And also, there's a lot of healing. IO Tether plus Wyvern heal is an insane amount of healing, but they are gonna lose 2 set of barracks. There's also no tier 2 towers left. 35 seconds without Razor, who doesn't have buyback. He bought in Claymore and Claymore and Morbid Mask, which he's not using, so that's a really bad buy instead of keeping the buyback.
And also a good choice here for APU Kings to go for the base, right? They could have gone Roshan, taken Aegis, and slow rolled it a little bit, but they're going straight for the buildings. No mega creeps just yet. Top lane of barracks still standing.
There's also double damage near the Roche pit. That's Axe
course there
Coil,
is.
BKB.
Yeah, BKB out from the Bloodseeker. They're trying to focus that Nuage's Treant. They do bring him down. The Alacrity onto Benny now, though, and a Tornado to reset. That's Eon Disc popped as well on the puck, while the Meteor lands down, and the relocate out does force Lava to reconsider their options, but Kim, Leostal both still die as Mars, Cold Embrace saved for a few seconds here. Razor gets another static link out, but Valky, the double kill. Night Stalker so powerful with this Echo Saber Basher, and Lava are being ripped apart limb from limb, one by one. The 2-man stun in from Jupiter, focus onto Kataro's Razor, and this has got to be the signal of the end.
Yeah, this is game.
One-
They had buybacks on pretty much everyone, and they're using it. This is gonna be the last hero standing from Lava. Puck buying back. Can he get something in return? It's just one of those buybacks. Like, try to make stuff happen.
Clear a creep wave, do anything you can, but mega creeps are going to be coming soon.
It's not just mega creeps. They will end the game.
60 seconds for Razor, Wyvern, and Mars. No buybacks in sight either. Wyvern on cooldown. Razor is 400 gold away from it, and GG is called. The APU, King of Kings, defeating Lava here. 2-1 in a best of 3. And this is ex Thunder Predator. This is top 2. This is top 2 SA from the past couple of seasons. This is a major team, and this is ex Binamistas, a Division 2 team coming out and proving that they can play up with the best and make those mid-game decisions and win a best of 3 when they're 1 game down.
Yeah, I think this also shows like the strength of the region, how region is developing. That, some of the old guard, we've seen it in the other regions as well, where they start to fall off. The new kids are in the block. They know how to play Dota. They have these new, fresh ideas. It might seem a bit weird, sometimes, with the drafts and the heroes that they pick. But at the end of the day, it works out. I really love the aggressive style of the support duo, who managed to get so much done. They ruined Kotaro's lane, and then in the second game they ruined Leo's style completely, which set him up for a success. And Mini on Invoker, I gotta say, I've been really impressed.
I was just about to say, do you want to join the mini fan club? Because I know there's me, there's Zayori, Trent, Bowie. We're all in the mini fan club. Do you want to come and join us? You on the bandwagon yet?
Sign me up. Give me a subscription for 12 months, I would say, because that's how the season is going to last.
Okay. Well, we'll find out if Dan and Kips want to join as well. We'll see if the panel enjoyed Mini's performance as much as we did.
Well, I'm certainly going to be in the mini fan club because King of Kings have poured some cold water onto lava, and all we've got left is Basalt, Bowie, and Kips. Talk to me through what happened there, Bowie. What went on? This is a big upset.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing that happened in this draft is similar to what happened. I think you were not here, but it was I don't remember the team, but he had this like Faceless Void Slark draft. And I think that happened very similar. You have this Puck, Mars. All right, lots of lockdown, lots of rotation power. And then when you draft to like actually get damage to kill heroes, you go Io, Wyvern. Like that seemed so odd to me. And then you get this super mid-game sort of carry on the Razor.
That was very smart. You're muted, unfortunately, Bowie, so I didn't catch it.
Oh my lord, Jesus!
I'm sure the audience loved it, but I have no idea.
I'll be very quick. I think like the biggest problem here is you go Puck with Mars. You have a lot of lockdown, a lot of rotation power, but you get Io Wyvern, which is literally 0 damage. So I think draft-wise, it really hurt them. But then you go Razor, that it's kind of a mid-game hero, and you are 0-4. How do you... I think this gaming lasting 40 minutes is actually super impressive coming from Lava, but also really hard to win.
Kips, how do you feel about it? Similar thoughts? Is there anything you'd like to praise from King of Kings?
Well, I would like that membership to the mini fan club now, please. I have it written down in my book here. That's definitely the redemption for his item build versus the versus Beast Coast, which is they could have won that series. That could have been the biggest upset of the season so far, but instead it's going to be this one, and in impressive form. What I especially liked about their team fights is this in-out-in style where they're juggling damage, where they commit heroes to tank damage and then manage to move them out again while rotating others back in, and it's very enjoyable to watch.
People have got to start banning the Invoker against it, because that was an impressive performance in 2 games. I think obviously the other players played well as well here, but do you feel he was the catalyst for those victories?
Yeah, definitely. You can see how comfortable he is. Several of these fights are also initiated by him coming in from the side in a situation where I was like, wait, why is there an Invoker here? Well, it's because he's going to set up this fight for his team right now.
Bowie,
I totally agree. I don't think it's even... Yeah, I don't even think it's about like Invoker being... I mean, it's a really good hero, but it feels like Mini's so comfortable in this hero in comparison to other ones that like you just ban against it.
Do you feel that Lava are going to be able to pick themselves up after this? What do they need to be doing? Is it better drafts that they're going to return to?
I really feel like their drafts are kind of off, like a lot of emphasis on the Juggernaut. Sure, they won a game with it, but this game also with the Puck, Mars, Io Wyvern, I'm not feeling it. There's some really interesting, fresh ideas, but there's definitely some fine-tuning to be done, and this is obviously their first game, so I think they will have a lot of time. But I'm just like super impressed with King of Kings, because we said it already. They almost won that BO3, or at least one game against Beast Coast. Now they take the Giants of Lava. But these guys, they could be the top 4 of this region, and I felt like I knew what the top 4 was, but I have no idea now. This is a huge wrench in everyone's predictions.
Well, big upsets here, and hopefully big games to come. We've got Thunder Predator versus Hakori coming right up. We're going to be replaced by a brand new panel, but thanks so much for joining us for this first series. We'll be right back after a short break.
All right.